Designing good monitoring indicators allows us to gather a large amount of data and reduce it to its simplest form to use as tools for looking at trends and highlighting problems, but also where things are going well in project implementation. Good monitoring indicators can help us identify the need for corrective management actions and evaluate the effectiveness of various management actions. Monitoring indicators help us determine if the objectives that we are expecting to be met are being achieved in near real time. This is that idea of adaptive management. And they help gather information that's important all the way from USAID globally to specific missions to the project level. USAID has developed a set of common monitoring indicators for tracking the performance of our land tenure and sustainable land management programming across the U.S. government. These include 6 core common monitoring indicators: the number of parcels incorporated or revised in an official land administration system, whether that's maintained by the formal government authorities or customary authorities; the number of households or other legal entities, so these could be communities or private businesses, that have received formal recognition of ownership or use rights. And again, that could be recognition from formal or customary authorities. The number of pieces of legislation affecting land tenure and property rights, the number of people trained in land tenure and property rights, the number of disputes over land and property that have been resolved, and the number of land administration services or facilities that have been established or upgraded. And again, the emphasis here is on tracking our outputs in terms of not just formal government interventions, but also interventions by customary authorities. And these indicators are really intended to augment the project level indicators that are important for monitoring of project performance. So in developing indicators for monitoring land-related programs, we need to think about what data are relevant to the project itself and the project context that we're monitoring, as well as how the data that we collect might be used and also sort of disaggregated. So it's important to understand what the project is trying to achieve, who holds different types of rights to land and resources in the project area. So should we be tracking the rights of communities, or the rights of individuals, the rights of households? And what are the gender and vulnerable groups considerations that we might want to account for? So are there different outputs or outcomes that we would expect for women versus men, or for the majority ethnic group versus minority ethnic groups in the project area? One of the things that we emphasize in all of our monitoring plans is the importance of gender disaggregation in line with USAID's gender policy. And we're increasingly focusing, as you'll see later in our evaluation slides, on also understanding impacts on other subgroups like the poor, ethnic minorities, and youth who might be differentially impacted by the work that we do.